Good morning, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I have to apologize that Mr. Avotiņš could not come here today. He has to be on spot in our institute, but I have been asked to speak about heritage in space technologies in Latvia. So this issue has been touched already by several speakers today, and I think we have to look back at Mr. Friedrich Zanders, who was rocket building pioneer, inventor, founder of space research in Russia. He was born in Riga in late 19th century, later moved to Russia. He was founder of so-called gravitation maneuver, allowing to save fuel in interplanetary flights, which is widely used in today's cosmonautics, and also developed the idea or the concept of space shuttle construction already in 1933. But he is not the only person who is responsible for so-called, let's say, technological level of Latvia. Latvia, since 19th century, early 20th century, had highly developed technological knowledge, and this is the reason why Latvian research institutes and companies were involved in Soviet space programs, more than 100 different projects. And I would like just to mention a few of them, starting with Latvian research institutions. Mentioning the first, let's say, consortium of 3 institutes: University of Latvia Institute of Astronomy, Institute of Electronics and Computer Science, which is now not University of Latvia Institute but Independent Institute, and Institute of Geodesy and Geoinformatics of University of Latvia. Actually, together, those researchers have developed very precise event timers for satellite laser ranging systems, and developed and have been building those laser ranging systems, which allow to determine distance to very far objects like satellites or moon with accuracy of about 1 centimeter. And actually this allowed this equipment produced in Latvia now to take more than 30% of the world market in this narrow sector, but important sector. Other institutes like Riga Technical Institute, Institute of Organic Chemistry, developing and manufacturing nano powders. Institute of Physics of University of Latvia, which in 70s and 80s was the largest institute in the world working in magnetic hydrodynamics research, and have developed different technologies using liquid metals like liquid sodium, liquid lithium, developing closed electrical power source for space applications without any moving parts, so capable to work for very long times. Aviation Institute of Riga Technical University, developing different navigation system algorithms, developing new inductor type electric machines, which are highly reliable and technological, which can be used also in space applications as spacecraft electrical system motors. Institute of Wood Chemistry, which already since early 2000s, together with EADS Astrium and other partners, develop cryogenic insulation materials and technologies, and those materials are developed for insulation for liquid hydrogen and liquid nitrogen tanks of the highest level Ariane carrier. Now, so those were research institutes which are acting, which have been started in years in mid 20th century, but working still today. Now to some companies, and actually also many companies of the space sector have been started in 60s, 70s of last century, and many of them, they are continuing their work, sometimes under different name, but having very highly developed technologies applied also in space sector. As first, I would like to mention Sidrabe, which is one of unique 3 or 4 companies in the world providing services in developing technologies and equipment for metal coating in vacuum on different substrates, different media, like on glass, on plastics, on fabrics. Space applications of their products can be used for deposition of gold on light filters for space helmets and on plastic shields of spacesuits. Also, they have developed technologies for coatings on thermal tiles of shuttle spacecrafts, for example, for Soviet Buran, which was developed in the 80s but was not flying later. Coatings on large mirrors for reflecting shortwave laser radiation, and this company also has been developing technologies for very thin lithium coatings for high capacity lithium batteries. Another company, Baltic Scientific Instruments, company specializes in development and serial production of different sensors, mostly radiation sensors, based on semiconductor silicon, highly pure germanium, cadmium, zinc, tellurium detectors, and others. And this company is working on a gamma spectrometer for European Space Agency Mercury mission in the future. Another company, Valmiera Glass Fiber, for space needs, has developed and is producing, selling special high silica glass fiber materials, which are temperature resistant up to 1250 Celsius degree, which have been used for inner coating of aviation engines and rocket engines. Company Z-Light, which was developed on basis of glass production factory in Latvia, producing glass fibers, fiber bundles, cables, laser delivery systems for scientific, industrial and medical applications. Company RD Alpha, which was producing maybe in larger amounts in last century, but today also producing different type of microchips, analogous microchips like operational amplifiers, comparators, timers, analog digital and digital analog converters, and producing those microchips for space grade, having special treatment, special conditions for those specialized space grade microchips. Company which is new, which has been developed in late 90s, early 2000s, but based on experience, expertise in electronics sector, which was highly developed here in Latvia. Company Saftechnica, developing and producing digital microwave data transmission equipment up to 40 GHz range. Some small companies, for example, company Altecum, is based on research which was performed in Latvia on skeletal bones for astronauts, for cosmonauts, let's say, how bones are doing in long space flight. Actually, this company has developed special measuring equipment for bone density measuring, which has been used by European Space Agency in their missions as well. And I would like to touch maybe a little bit more, let's say, radio telescope antennas, which are ownership now of Ventspils University College. This is two radio telescopes, 16 and 32 meter antennas, which have been developed as military radio telescopes for, let's say, following or spying on satellite telecommunications in 60s and 70s. But in 1994, after withdrawal of the Soviet Army, Academy of Science of Latvia received those two radio telescopes. Actually, at that time, they were made dysfunctional, no electric engines working, no cables working, no power, so this was renewed by researchers with very limited resources, but since 2000 those radio telescopes are working. Now with European Union's structural funds, we are making major reconstruction of those antennas. This 32 meter radio telescope is working in frequency range from 328 MHz to 22 GHz. Frequency converter, digital baseband converter has 4 channels, 512 MHz each, and recording system has possibility to save data parallel on 8 disks, total capacity of 16 terabits, or those data can be streamed to a data correlation center by the speed 1 gigabit per second. Also, we have high performance computing cluster, which consists from 30 nodes and say principal scheme on this 5 gigahertz receiving system on this radio telescope. Now there will be installed refrigeration system which can provide noise temperature 100 Kelvin. What University College and Ventspils International Radio Astronomy Center is doing with those antennas, the sectors where we are working, this is mostly observations of objects of interstellar medium in single dish mode, radio observations in very large base interferometry mode, observation of asteroids and space debris, and extra large base interferometry observations, objects outside solar system can be observed. And applied research in high performance computing services. This is a scheme of very large base interferometry, so involving many radio telescopes around the world. We are members of two networks. One is European EVN network, which has cooperation with radio telescopes in Europe and other countries of the world, giving possibility to observe very far objects, and another network, VLBI, cooperation of low frequency virtual network, FVN, where also radio telescopes from Russia, Kazakhstan and Italy are involved. One of new developments, because there is fast development of CubeSat constellations, and those CubeSats are performing more and more complicated tasks. They need higher data transmission rates down from orbit to Earth. Currently, most of them are working in ultra-high frequency band with a data rate 9600 bits per second. But more higher data rate is needed, which can be secured in S-band or X-band, which is 5 megabits per second or even up to 50 megabits per second. So one of projects we are currently performing together with Scottish company Stevenson Astrosat is to explore how those large telescope antennas can be used to use modern digital telecommunication technologies for downlink data processing from CubeSats and CubeSat constellations. And also for students, there is established radio amateur ground station, but actually this ground station is working in amateur bands, in ultra-high frequency bands, to follow or to receive data from CubeSats which are currently flying. For the future, one of projects is LOFAR station, or low frequency antenna array, which is very simple antennas, as you see in the picture, but those antennas, they cover area about square kilometer, and with software shifting phase of each of those antennas, it is possible to target a specific sector in the sky, not moving the antennas themselves. Currently, such LOFAR stations are developing in Italy, Malta, Austria and Poland, and we think that in collaboration with these stations, Baltic LOFAR station could offer significant improvement in sensitivity, spatial resolution and spatial coverage for this type of equipment. Future plans of our Radio Astronomy Center, transmitting for tracking and tracing, to expand receivers, to develop satellite downlink ground stations, L, S, C and X bands, building LOFAR station in Baltic region, to participate in research in deep space missions and near space missions, and we are looking for partnership for further involvement in very large base interferometry networks, to act as ground station operators for CubeSats and other satellite constellations, collaboration with space debris networks, development of GMES products, and cooperate in research and development as innovation partners. Thank you for your attention.